Every time your relationship goes bad, is it always somehow the other person's fault? Every fight, every why does this keep happening to me? Always them, never you. Yeah, about that. Everyone loves roasting the toxic ex, dragging red flags in the comments, but nobody ever stops to ask if maybe you're the toxic one in the story. Don't worry, I'm not attacking you. I'm just gonna read you a little, lovingly, like a friend who actually cares enough to tell you the truth. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which of these 12 you're guilty of. And trust me, at least one is gonna sting more than you're expecting. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into it before you get defensive on me. I was just joking. We're starting easy, so you don't close the tab immediately. Don't worry, nobody's coming for you yet. You say something a little sharp, a little mean, maybe about their outfit or their job or how they parked the car, and the second their face changes, you immediately go, relax, I was just joking. Except you weren't fully joking, were you? Somewhere in there was a real feeling you didn't want to own up to, so you dressed it up as comedy instead. That's called using humor as a shield. It lets you say the mean thing and dodge all the consequences of actually saying it out loud. It feels harmless in the moment, maybe even funny to you specifically, but over time it trains the other person to just swallow their hurt instead of speaking up. Because what are they gonna do? Get mad at a joke? If this sounds a little too familiar already, don't panic yet. We've got 11 more of these to get through, so buckle in. The ex comparison. Moving right along, do you ever casually bring up your ex mid-conversation like it's no big deal, like you're just sharing a fun little memory? My ex used to do this way better. Or the classic backhanded compliment disguised as an actual compliment. Like, wow, you're actually pretty thoughtful, unlike my last relationship. Comparing your current partner to literally anyone else, ex or not, even a coworker, even a movie character, is a fast way to make them feel like a runner-up in their own relationship, like they're auditioning for a role someone already had and never quite booked. And here's the kicker. You probably don't even realize you're doing it half the time. It just slips out mid-sentence like it's totally normal conversation. That's the actually toxic part, not the comparison itself, but the fact that it's become automatic for you. You have to win every fight. Now we're picking up the pace a little. In every single argument, big or small, do you need to be the one who's right, no matter what, no matter how tiny the topic actually is? Even something as dumb as which way the toilet paper roll should face. Even when deep down, quietly, you know you might actually be wrong here? That's not confidence, my friend. That's ego wearing a relationship costume and calling itself standing your ground. A healthy disagreement is supposed to end with both people understanding each other a little better, not with a scoreboard and a victory lap around the living room. If you walk away from every single fight feeling like you won, it might be worth asking what your partner walked away feeling instead. You never apologize first. This one's sneaky because on the surface it looks like pride, but underneath it's actually just fear wearing a very convincing disguise. You know you messed up. You can feel it sitting in your chest like a rock, but you'd genuinely rather sit in awkward silence for 3 whole days, texting one-word answers, than be the one to say I'm sorry first. Here's the thing though, waiting for the other person to break first isn't strength, it's just stubbornness with slightly better PR. It quietly teaches your partner that peace in the relationship is always their job to restore, never yours, and that gets exhausting fast. Comment down below if this one just called you out personally. I genuinely want to see the damage in the comments. Checking their phone feels normal to you. All right, we're getting into slightly spicier territory now. Buckle up for this one. If scrolling through your partner's messages without asking feels totally fine and normal to you, like it's just Tuesday, that's not just being cautious. That's a boundary you've quietly decided doesn't apply to you specifically. The scary part isn't even the checking itself, it's how normal it starts to feel, like you're just keeping tabs or checking in instead of what it actually is, which is snooping. That's control, wearing a very convincing disguise, and honestly, it usually says a lot more about your own insecurity than about anything they've actually done wrong. Worth sitting with that one for a second. Their friends and family time bothers you. Following right after that one, does it genuinely actually annoy you when they want to hang out with their friends or their family without you tagging along like it's a personal offense against you? Not the sweet, I miss you when you're gone kind of annoyed, but actually irritated, like their time somehow belongs to you by default now. No negotiations. That's possessiveness, quietly dressed up as love, and over time it slowly isolates the other person until you become their entire world. which sounds romantic in a movie but plays out very differently in real life because it's actually a trap with no exit and no other characters left in the story. The silent treatment. Here's where things get noticeably colder. Instead of actually talking things out like an adult, you just go quiet, completely quiet. One-word texts, no eye contact, the whole freeze out. No explanation, no closure, just cold vibes of figure out what you did wrong on your own, I'm not helping you. The silent treatment feels powerful in the moment because you get to watch them scramble around trying to fix it, apologizing for things they're not even sure they did, but it's honestly one of the most manipulative moves in the whole book because it punishes someone without ever actually telling them what the crime was. You're always the victim in your own story. Quick gut check for you real fast. When you're telling your friends about a fight you had, are you ever, even once, the one who did something wrong in the retelling? Or is it somehow always something that was done to you every single time, no exceptions? If every single story starring you casts you as the completely innocent one every time, statistically speaking, that's just not how relationships actually work. Sorry to break it to you. It takes two people to make a mess like that. If your storytelling never once includes your own mistakes, that's not just memory being fuzzy, that's editing. And your friends have probably noticed too. Bringing up old mistakes to win now. This is where things get a little dirty, not gonna lie to you. You're arguing about something small today, like who forgot to take out the trash? And suddenly, out of nowhere, you're bringing up something they did 8 whole months ago that has absolutely nothing to do with right now. That's not arguing fair. That's stockpiling ammo for later use, keeping a whole receipts folder in your head. It quietly tells your partner that their past mistakes are never actually forgiven, just filed away neatly in a drawer for whenever you happen to need some leverage in the future to win. Guilt tripping, to get what you want. Do you ever say things like, fine, whatever, I guess I just don't matter to you anyway, just to get your way in the end, knowing exactly what it'll do to them? That's not real communication. That's emotional manipulation, wearing extra steps and a sad face for effect. It works because it makes the other person feel like the bad guy just for having their own needs and opinions in the first place. So they just cave. If you've done this recently, comment below. I promise you, you are genuinely not alone in this one. We've all got a little of this in us. Your worst self only shows up here. Have you noticed that you're meaner, colder, or way more impatient specifically in this relationship compared to literally how you act with your coworkers, your friends, even random strangers in traffic? And instead of asking why that is, actually sitting with that question, you just blame them for bringing it out of you, like they're the one causing your own behavior. That's a massive red flag pointed directly back at yourself, not them, no matter how it feels in the moment. Healthy people generally don't turn into their absolute worst version, specifically around the one person they claim to love the most out of everyone on the planet. You feel relieved when they're sad because of you. And here's the one that's going to sting the most. Deep down, does a tiny little part of you feel relieved, almost validated, even when they get genuinely upset over something you did? Like it somehow proves you actually matter to them, that you have that much power over their emotions, and that feels weirdly good for a second. That's not love though. That's using someone else's pain as quiet proof of your own importance in their life. And if you're being fully honest with yourself right now, sitting there watching this, you already know whether this one hit different or not, and that's okay. Awareness is step 1. So there it is, 12 signs. And if even 3 or 4 of these made you go, okay, wait, hold on, that's not me attacking you, that's just self-awareness, finally showing up uninvited to the party, a little late, but better than never. Being toxic isn't some fixed personality type you're stuck with forever, like your blood type. It's a pattern, and patterns can actually change once you see them clearly for what they are instead of explaining them away. So tell me honestly in the comments, which number got you the hardest? No judgment at all. We've probably all been guilty of at least one of these at some point, myself included. See you in the next one.